Greetings everybody. My name is Maharshi Raval and today I will be presenting my studio work done for the Studio of Integrated Construction Practices on a commercial project in Ahmedabad guided by Dr. Jyoti Trivedi, Dr. Bhargav Dave and Professor Paramjit Lota. As a part of this studio work, we worked on the BIM implementation plan, of which here is shown the process flow that is actually followed on site. So the current process being followed on site is a traditional conventional method that is used on all construction projects, with each stakeholder working in different silos and a lot of RFIs or revisions being generated due to the same. So if we see the process, they start and then the appointment of different consultants and then working of each consultant individually happens. So some of the challenges which we faced due to the current process was that the work is done on a project 2D drawings. This leads to discrepancies in drawings. There is a lot of back and forth happening due to the stakeholders working in separate silos. Then the work starts before the design revisions come into place. So that's why there is a lot of rework that is also involved. And there are high chances of design errors which eventually lead to the delay in the project. So through this, what we did is we proposed a new process flow, a process flow that would involve the implementation of an integrated project delivery approach. Here we divided the work in different phases, and with each stakeholder being involved at each phase, this helped the work to move ahead in the right direction and at the right pace. So as you can see in the process flow, the start of the project, then the preparation of a requirement plan, the preparation of a BIM execution plan, going ahead, we working through LOD 200, LOD 300 and LOD 400, and each division works only after the design is finalized. So once the LOD 200 is finalized, a clash detection is run, and once all clashes are resolved, we move on to LOD 300. So this process streamlined the workflow. Also, this would reduce the chances of rework happening on site, and basically the whole execution becomes much simpler. So this was a proposed flow which we presented for this project. Then talking about the quality checks and the quality checklists, on the left hand side on the slide, we can see the visual checks that were conducted through this semester. While on the right hand side top, the table shows a sample format for the checklist that was prepared for the visual and the standard checks. The interference checks were carried out in Navisworks that we'll discuss further. And as seen here, a sample project of the architectural structural model is shown. The Google Meet was used for a virtual collaboration platform, and visual discrepancies were found out. So talking about the interference checks, or what we better know as clash detection and quantification. As a part of clash detection exercise, we use the Navisworks managed software to run clashes and see what were the errors in design or modeling. So as we can see, we observed for architectural versus structural, the structural versus mechanical, and the architectural versus the mechanical models, and we found out some of the clashes. The main understanding what we got was that most of the design work has been done right, while there were some modeling errors which were found as clashes. So here is a sample report generated through the Navisworks software, where the number of clashes, the active clashes, the approved clashes are shown. So then working further in the semester, once we resolved all clashes, we kept on updating this report, and that's how the clash report was generated. The clash quantification exercise was carried out for the firefighting model. So as seen here, the firefighting line is laid out as shown in the image, where at about 6 places the core cutting is required as per the current design. So this is a small sample of one of the lobby areas of the commercial project. There are multiple similar lobby areas present. So we have taken this one as a sample. As seen on the image in the center of the slide, this is an actual clash that was found. So we've tried to find out the cost that would be involved in redesigning and reworking out this layout. So the cost we found was about 20,850. That would involve the material cost, the design cost, and also the material wastage. So through this, we proposed an optimized design where we relaid the pipes in a new layout where it would require only 2 core cuts, and still the sprinkler positions would remain the same. We found out the cost for the same, and the cost we could bring it down to about 8,200. So that is almost a cost optimization of 61%. Again, to note, this is a very small sample area, one of the lobby areas in the building. There are multiple similar lobby areas where applying such similar optimization, we can lead to much more cost saving in terms of service design. For the quantity takeoff exercise, we did a comparison between Revit and manual quantity takeoffs, and what we found out was the difference in the quantities was about 11%, which could be either due to modeling errors or manual calculation errors. But while the time comparison was huge, so the time taken for the BIM approach or the Revit approach was only about 33 hours. That included designing the model in 3D and calculating the quantities, while the traditional approach took about 112 hours. That would involve 2D drawings and drafting, and then leading to manual quantity calculations. So this was a huge cost and time saving in terms of quantity takeoff exercise. Coming to the site layout analysis, we conducted the path of travel analysis in the Revit software, where we took a sample of the site here and compared the travel times between the important locations in the site. So locations like the contractor office to the PMC office, the material storage to the steel yard, the QC lab to the site, the contractor office to the site. And what we found was that the distance and time for all these locations was very less, and the site has been laid out very well. So the main studio key learnings when we are talking about a traditional approach versus an integrated project delivery approach, which we understood through the semester, was that the traditional approach has a fragmented design process, while IPD has a common data environment based uniform design process. 2D drawings and experience based inputs are the key in the traditional approach, while 3D model based visualization helps error mitigation for the IPD approach. We also have a lot of hidden discrepancies in the traditional approach which aren't seen till the time of construction, but while software based identification of discrepancies and clashes can be done in IPD. Working in silos again leads to a lot of RFIs and revisions, while having virtual big room meetings eliminates this redundancy. The manual quantity takeoff again takes a lot of material and time, and that leads to wastage, while Revit quantity calculations help for accurate and easy calculations. The redundant template is used for design normally in a traditional approach, while lean tools like target value delivery and choosing by advantage can be used to great benefits if we are talking about an IPD approach. The unplanned and approximate site layout would be better by optimizing it through POT that can be done in Revit, that is done in IPD. Lack of visualization leads to estimation issues, but while we can have a 4D and a 5D simulation that can be done, which would give better estimates in an IPD approach. Push planning is the norm in the traditional approach, while we can have a lot of schedules and systems like last planner in place to ensure timely delivery for IPD. There are undocumented meetings for the traditional approach, while we do have MOMs, we have dedicated agendas for the IPD approach meetings. The design changes need to be updated manually in all the drawings, but while if you're talking about the IPD approach, a change in one of the cloud-based model will be visible to all the stakeholders. There is no live tracking or delay reasons can be found for traditional approach, but while IPD we can use a lot of softwares that are present to track the site and work progress continuously. And normally traditional approach has a lot of blame games due to isolated working, but while integrated project delivery would have everybody working together and which will ensure accountability. Through this studio, we have understood that people, process, and technology, these are the three main things in a project where people and process play a very important role while technology is right there to support them. So talking about the people involved in this work, all the members of the group worked as different roles: the BIM coordinator, the architect, the structural consultant, the MEF consultant, the electrical consultant, and each person played their own part in the different deliverables. Talking about the processes, the quality checklist was a great way to document the errors, thus making it easy for revisions. Clash detection quantification exercise helped us understand how cost could be optimized by just one small sample and a minor design change. Quantity takeoff exercise again was a great understanding on how much time could be saved through using of this software based quantity takeoffs. And the site layout analysis helped us appreciate the planning for the site done for this project. The technology involved in all the different deliverables was softwares like Revit, Navisworks Manage, and the platform of Google Meet was used as the virtual big room where the meetings between different stakeholders were conducted. So this was a great learning experience. Thank you.